Hello everybody, this is PotterBrony and welcome to another Death Battle. This time we have the Hulk versus Doomsday, Marvel versus DC, both massive, rage-filled monsters. And yeah, let's just talk about that for a minute. I'm not sure going into who I'm going to be voting for. I'm leaning towards the Hulk, mainly because of little things I know about him. Angrier he gets, physically stronger he gets. He's incredibly powerful. And he does, depending on which Hulk they're using, does have some type of, sense of self, at least like a little bit, but it's still mostly Hulk as opposed to Bruce Banner in there. So I'm just seeing that as far as intelligence-wise, Hulk may be a little bit smarter. Doomsday, however, is just pure instinct as far as anything I've ever heard about him. Is a creature that apparently cannot be killed. There are, well, not apparently, that's what some descriptions say about him, but he has been killed. Superman has killed him. But he's also incredibly tough to put down. He's strong, but not smart in any way. And both of them are insanely strong, but not really all that smart. So, in my mind, I'm just going to give it a little bit of an edge to the Hulk, because he may be able to come up with at least a rudimentary plan. He has some kind of faculties about him, so we'll have to wait and see, won't we? Or not really wait and see, we'll have to watch and see right now. So let's just get the death battle started in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Before we get into the episode, I have something very important to tell you. Our new game, Super Rad Ray Gun, just launched on Steam for PC, Mac, and Linux. With over 20 unique levels, 3 modes of play, and
also support the original. Link is in the description below. That should be obvious. I should say that more often, but
and pick it up by November 15th, and we'll even give you the soundtrack featuring music from Phantom NK and Bubble Pipe Media for free. Click the link in the description after the video and get your copy today.
nice. Alright. Death battle.
Pure, unadulterated rage. Usually, in a stressful situation, you'd want to avoid this sort of emotion in order to keep yourself focused.
Unless you're a giant rampaging pile of muscles, like these two.
Dr. Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk.
And Doomsday, the monster who killed Superman. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out
any
who would win a
version
death
of
battle.
Doomsday I've ever seen, he's never even had the ability to speak, but his mouth was moving there, so I don't know that much about him.
Raging fury.
Enough.
And this suits
Watch.
no one better than the mild-mannered scientist, Bruce Banner.
Not that version.
Bruce gets angry. Oh boy, you wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Dr. Robert
Really?
Bruce Banner may have grown up with few friends, but what he lacked in popularity, he made up tenfold with his intellect. However, in spite of his gifts, it was never enough to earn the respect and love of his father.
Partly because Bruce was so smart that his alcoholic dad literally thought he was a monster and expressed that to Bruce pretty thoroughly. God damn! How much distance do you think you got there, Wiz?
9, 10 feet?
Man, with an arm like that, he could really go places. Like the nut house after he murdered his wife right in front of Bruce. Aw.
Understandably traumatized, Bruce coped by creating an imaginary friend to talk to.
You know, I had an imaginary friend once.
You did? What was his name?
Dad.
Oh. Well, Bruce's friend served as an emotional outlet all the way through his college graduation. However, his advice to Bruce was oftentimes destructive.
So when the U.S. military recruited Bruce to make weapons, it was actually...
So that friend became
Bruce
Hulk.
was tasked with developing a gamma bomb, which would use gamma radiation to target enemy
Not a
weapons
dick.
buildings without
Kinda looks like a dick.
lives. At least that's what Bruce was told.
I guess that's probably why they put that there.
Surprise! Gamma radiation is actually pretty fucking harmful. And when it
Yeah,
came time
imagine
to test
that.
the bomb and some dumb kid decided to play his harmonica right in the test zone, Bruce asked his assistant to stop the countdown and dashed off to save him. But turns out his assistant was a Russian spy who set off the bomb anyway.
On that strange day, Bruce's imaginary friend became a real-life terror as he transformed into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, apparently. Ever since, whenever he's angry, Bruce's body and mind morphs into that of the Hulk's, granting him unmeasurable power.
While he loses Bruce's brain power, the Hulk is ridiculously strong. He can leap great distances, survive the harshest environments, and most importantly, smash the crap out of everything with his bare fists.
He also knows a technique known as the thunderclap, which creates a shockwave that can deafen foes, level forests, and push back explosions.
As if he needed anything more than that, the Hulk has a healing factor that gives Wolverines a run for his money.
You're healing. You should be dead.
He's super strong.
Should be,
and
but
super
that's the
hard to
Hulk.
kill. What's not to like?
Well, there's one little detail that kind of ruins the whole experience. Bruce can't really control the Hulk. In fact, the Hulk is his own being, and they both hate each other, vying for dominance over Bruce's body. And yet, Bruce and the Hulk are often reminded how much they depend on each other for survival.
Bruce figured if he was stuck with his big green Goliath forever, he might as well try using it for good, eventually joining the Avengers, Defenders, the Fantastic Four, and even the Illuminati.
Hulk has held up a 150 billion ton mountain, escaped Earth's gravitational pull with a single jump.
And one time when a planet's tectonic plates started splitting apart, threatening to shatter the whole world, he just jumped right in there and pulled the planet back together.
The estimated average mass of a single lithospheric plate is nearly
Impressive.
25 quintillion tons, and the Hulk pulled two of these together with nothing but his bare hands.
And he's not just strong and tough, he's more than twice as fast as a fighter jet, which puts him over Mach 5 speeds at least, and he can always go faster if he's pissed off enough.
This is because the Savage Hulk's strength is directly related to his anger. The angrier he gets, the more powerful he becomes. In theory, this means his maximum level of strength is potentially infinite. And when he taps into that immeasurable rage to the fullest, he truly lives up to his name of Worldbreaker.
Bigger, stronger, and oozing with gamma radiation, the Worldbreaker Hulk is so powerful, with a single stomp he created earthquakes felt hundreds of miles away. In his battle with Sentry, basically Marvel Superman, they almost destroyed New York. And when battling another Worldbreaker Hulk, a single collision between them obliterated an entire planet.
Even the mutant Darwin's power, which specifically
God
attacks to
damn.
counter any enemy, decided that the best defense
You learned something new with this show.
was to be somewhere else.
Holy hell! Who could even stand up to this madness?
Not many, obviously. Typically, Bruce does his best to contain and limit the Hulk's power. In fact, Worldbreaker Hulk is a result of Bruce relinquishing that control entirely. In terms of combat, usually only cosmic beings like Silver Surfer or Zeus have the might to challenge the Hulk.
Oh yeah, like that one time Zeus hit him so hard it burned out his healing factor.
But even gods sometimes have to learn the hard way. You
Yeah.
do not mess with the Incredible Hulk.
Everyone loves this part.
Creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
Yep. Nope. Still laugh every time I see that. Puny God.
Puny God.
It was just.
What if all you
I remember
ever
the first
knew
time I saw that,
and
everyone just like
violence and
laughing
pain?
hysterically in the audience
This
at the
life
theater.
is reality for
YouTube comments, Doomsday. Yeah, the Doomsday guy.
Thousands of
YouTube
years
comment,
ago,
yeah,
on an
yeah.
uninhabitable prehistoric planet which would one day be known as Krypton, a scientist named Bertrand intended to engineer the ultimate life form.
Yep, it's another one of those stories, but with one hell of a twist.
See, at this time, Krypton was
Well,
a
it's at
harsh
huggability
wasteland
level.
with nothing but sharp
Cactus.
rocks, poisonous air.
I think it's worse than cactus.
Bertrand believed that if he could create something that
It's
could
sentient
live
cactus
forever,
that pummels
they
you
could
if you
survive
try.
About anywhere.
To realize this theory, Bertrand acquired an infant from somewhere, and through a rapidly accelerated evolution process, attempted to transform him into his dream creation.
Oh, don't try to dance around it, Wiz. Bertrand put that little sucker into a baby cannon, blasted him into the wild to get murdered by any number of things, sucked up what was left of him with a vacuum cleaner, and just cloned a new one out of the mess to do it all over again.
Well, yeah. The
Yeah, I'm
idea
somewhat
being that
familiar
the
with
clone
this.
would be stronger than the one before. thus covering millions of years of evolution in just a few decades.
That doesn't sound like science.
No, it doesn't. So after 30
That's
straight
because
years
it's
of
science
baby
fiction
murder,
or
one of the
fantasy,
clones finally survived
whatever
the
you want to
test.
call it.
Amazed by his own success, Bertrand named this baby the Ultimate.
The ultimate baby.
But to the rest of the universe, he was their Doomsday.
Why would you want to do that anyway? I don't understand,
Finding
but
my baby
whatever.
clone was a good idea.
Successful as Bertrand's experiment was, it was anything but a good idea. Turns out, while Doomsday usually appears to be a mindless beast, he remembered every single time Bertrand had him killed. As a result, Doomsday had been unintentionally
so he's not really
programmed
mindless.
at a genetic level to hate everything that lives.
Bummer. Needless to say, Bertrand was pretty screwed.
Because even with 30 years of development, Bertrand had never quite figured out what to do if his experiment actually worked. Because Bertrand is the worst.
I mean,
Yeah, he's a bit of a dumbass, isn't he?
He made an 8'10" monster that doesn't need to eat, breathe, or have internal organs to live. It just kills and kills and kills some more.
Doomsday possesses enormous strength, incredible durability, and
What was
force
Bertrand's
so
endgame
slight
here?
to an extent. But due to Bertrand's experiments, Doomsday's greatest power of all is his ability to adapt to his opponent's powers.
After taking his sweet revenge, Doomsday stowed away on a supply ship and ravaged dozens of planets until he finally found himself on Earth.
On that day, Doomsday did the unthinkable. On that day, Doomsday killed Superman.
Yeah, that was a
kind
hell
He
of a
actually
series
put him
run.
into super sleep. After several days, he kind of woke up more powerful.
Yeah, we all know Wiz. At least Soups took Doomsday down with him. Or maybe not. Turns out, whenever Doomsday dies, he just comes back to life, forever immune to whatever killed him in the first place.
Can't beat me the same way twice.
He's been punched to death by Superman, blasted apart by the Radiant's energy, brutally ripped in half, incinerated by Imperiex, and just curb stomped by a Kryptonian horde.
Practically invulnerable at this point, Doomsday's taken on Darkseid, tanking his Omega beams and beating him to near death. He single-handedly defeated most of the Justice League and took on an energy attack that wiped out a fifth of a planet.
He's punched through the Phantom Zone, battled super beams.
He survived Superman's battle. I thought Superman killed him.
Broken Wonder Woman's arms strong enough to help pull the Earth.
And during his rematch with the Man of Steel, after witnessing Doomsday survive an explosion equivalent to 1 million nukes, Superman realized that the only way to stop him was to send him to the end of time.
At his most powerful, Doomsday's mere presence can boil the ocean and
Okay, then I'm gonna have to give it to
casual
Doomsday
stroll
now.
across Africa made wildebeest an endangered species just by walking around. But what he's got in strength, he really lacks in brains.
Not that he's dumb, he just literally lacks a brain. More often than not, Doomsday is little more than a one-track mind-killing machine. This makes his intentions predictable, and a clever opponent could use this to, say, lead him into a trap. And should that foe come up with a new way to hurt Doomsday, he could be killed.
Still, that's gonna be pretty
Yeah, but if he
goddamn
comes
hard
back,
to
then
do.
he won't be killed again that way. But does Death Battle count one death? Or if the Hulk kills him once, is it game over?
All right, the combatants are set.
I don't know how the
Let's
rules
end
are
this
gonna
debate
work,
once
but-
and for all.
But first, Wiz won't
All right.
stop talking about this thing, so he wants to tell you about it.
As a man of science, I analyze everything from the car I drive to the razor that shaves my face. I only use a razor I've scientifically proven to be of both quality and value. I use Harry's. Thanks to their factory in Germany, Harry's produces quality razors at half the price, just $2 a blade. Harry's sleek 5-blade razor offers a softer flex hinge, trimmer blade, textured handle for control, and a lubricating strip to help soothe the skin. But if you're like me, you'll want to try it for yourself. Harry's is so confident in their razor, they'll send you a trial set absolutely free when you
I
subscribe.
use another
For
service.
$3
It's not Harry's,
As
I
a viewer of
forget.
DeathBattle, you can get a free bottle of post-shave balm, which soothes and relieves skin after shaving and helps reduce redness.
About the same price, works just as well.
So head on over to harrys.com by clicking the link in the description below and get your free trial set and post-shave balm. Just remember, use the code DeathBattle at checkout.
But right now, it's time for
And-
Death Battle!
pause. Okay, so to be honest, I'm not entirely sure about Hulk winning anymore, because if Doomsday comes back, it's like, I knew that it kind of worked like that, but I thought that Superman found a way to really, like, completely kill him. But if the only thing that Superman was ever able to come up with, and that guy's got a mind like a fucking supercomputer, if the only thing Superman's ever been able to come up with is send him to the end of time, I'm not sure the Hulk is capable of doing such a thing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to place this one in the Doomsday category. We'll have to wait and see. They're about the same height. Hulk's got quite a few pounds on him, but just going by the stats that were listed there, Doomsday's not even 1,000 pounds. The Hulk is like 1,600 or something. I'm not really sure. Of just solid muscle that gets stronger with power. Anyway, so as I said, all the same, based on everything that they said about it, was like Doomsday is a hell of a lot harder to kill. But are they counting any time that the Hulk may kill him and Doomsday comes back? Does that count as not a kill? Or if the Hulk manages to kill him, even if he's dead for just a little while, is that still the end of it? I think they want a more permanent death, though, so I think Doomsday is going to be a little bit harder to kill than the Hulk in that respect. That's my prediction. Let's just see. Starting the video again in 3, 2, 1, go. There's some Ruby style stuff. Hey, Wilhelm. No, not Wilhelm. There's some Ruby style stuff. Just, good. Yeah, drop the Hulk into.
Hulk smash ugly vehicles!
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Alright, this is looking cool as hell. Though the animators got kind of lazy with the running people. Budget, probably. Very Ruby-esque, as I had tried to state before that we got drawn into the battle. And yet they put all the details into these cars, but not the people.
Stupid gray man! God can't hurt.
Boxing gloves, Hulk style. Fuck collateral damage.
Hulk hates spiky beard.
Damn.
Break buildings good, but Hulk, break walls.
Yeah, World Breaker Hulk. Okay. This one may stand more of a chance. Yeah, you won't break that arm like that again. God damn. Okay, I guess I called that one then.
Oh, that was beautiful.
With the Hulk's immeasurable power and Doomsday's impossible immortality, this truly felt like a fight between an unstoppable force and an immovable object.
Hulk may have had the advantage in raw strength, at least at his full potential, but Doomsday could certainly hold his ground. His victories against the likes of Superman and Darkseid prove he can take a hit from someone strong enough to break planets.
And by experience, Doomsday had the speed advantage. He regularly fights foes with light speed capabilities, while that kind of speed is an extreme rarity in the Marvel Universe. In fact, the only foe that fast who Hulk's ever seemed to keep pace with in a one-on-one match was Sentry, and that was when he was at his most powerful stage, Worldbreaker Hulk.
So overall, Hulk had strength and Doomsday had speed, but neither completely outclassed the other. At first glance, this one looked like it could go either way.
Which means the devil's in the very tiny details.
So why couldn't the Hulk's infinite strength just keep rising and eventually overwhelm Doomsday?
Well, even assuming Hulk's strength was infinite, his healing factor was not. Don't get me wrong, it can only be overtaxed by hits from absurdly powerful beings such as Zeus or Sentry, whom Doomsday certainly compares.
Naturally, Doomsday's crazy strength and speed started wearing that healing factor down.
Here's where it gets a bit tricky. The Hulk may look like a giant green monster, but he's still technically human, and his power directly correlates with his anger. A human being's anger stems from an increase in hormones and adrenaline in the body. However, the brain can only produce these chemicals at such a rate for a limited time, eventually giving up and turning apathetic. Therefore, Hulk's limitless power could never have existed without his healing factor. It's the key. It allowed his body to continue producing hormones and adrenaline far beyond the norm, theoretically an endless.
Oh, they're getting freaking medical up in here.
Superhuman power to an immeasurable degree. So, Doomsday overtaxing his healing factor meant the Hulk could no longer maintain his increasing rage and Hulk form.
And if you're still skeptical, that's
Well, if you put it like that.
Times in comics when a huge impact forced the Hulk to turn back into Bruce Banner, including that battle between Worldbreaker Hulk and Sentry. With his healing power beaten down, he literally couldn't keep himself angry enough to stay in Hulk mode.
I love science, but there's still one more thing. Thanks to his battles with Superman and other Kryptonians, Doomsday has evolved to a point where it's basically impossible to kill him with brute force alone.
Yeah, if they were using
Hulk
that
couldn't have killed him by
Doomsday.
just getting angry enough to punch harder than Doomsday ever felt.
Precisely. Here's the proof. Superman and Doomsday eventually had a rematch, in which Superman was much more powerful than their first battle. As we discussed before, Superman's power is also potentially limitless by way of continually absorbing solar energy. And at this point in his story, he'd begun to discover that.
But try as he might, despite his increased power, Supes couldn't kill Doomsday with blunt force a second time.
Ultimately, Doomsday's immunity to being ripped, impaled, incinerated, blasted with energy, and being beaten by blunt force from both focused and multiple sources means Hulk just didn't have the options available to take Doomsday out before his healing factor was overtaxed.
On this day, Hulk met his doom. Doomsday.
Yeah, I get it.
Doomsday.
All right.
Next time on DeathBattle.
But how about what I thought? Alright, that dude's from One Piece, I know that much.
Plays Boomstick, and next up we've got Zorro from One Piece. Stick
Okay.
around here to find out who he's going to be fighting. Want to watch DeathBattle on your big screen?
Some
First,
type
go
of
now, download
swordsman.
the Xbox One and Apple TV apps. It's great, but super important. We just
Yeah,
launched a brand new video game. It's Super Rad Ray Gun. Link in the description. Click it. Check it out.
Can't make any kind of guesses to who the Zorro dude is going to be fighting. I don't know dick about him except that he's from One Piece. He's apparently an insanely skilled sword fighter. Yeah, I recognize him from One Piece, but other than that, I haven't really seen. I don't know anything about the character. So that'll be fun to learn about him, and yeah, but because I know very little about the character other than the very, very, very bare essentials. I can't really hazard a guess as to who is going to be his opponent. Alright, enough about that. Hulk versus Doomsday. After hearing about the extremes in which Doomsday could come back from, and therefore make it impossible for him to die in that way again, and everything that he's been through, facing off against Superman himself twice, if they were using that fully realized Doomsday, then yeah, Hulk really didn't stand a chance, did he? He gave him a tough fight, but eventually what they had said is like his strength is directly correlated to his anger, and if his body is no longer able to produce the chemicals to keep him angry, then it would just kind of snap back and he would lose all his strength and die right then and there with his head ripped off. That was pretty graphic, but hey, that's DeathBattle. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'm just going to end this one here. Until next time, take care.